What's up, Saucy Gang? It's your boy Sauce, and today we're gonna be doing a video on the Vanguard Alucard. So what we're gonna be like redoing, we're doing like his max damage and everything. I know you guys probably like wondering what his max damage is. They sent this in, but this isn't really, his max damage is gonna be his base damage. So base damage is gonna be doing 939,560. This is base damage. The reason why I know it's base damage, you can see this one times multiplier up here. That means he's not receiving any buffs whatsoever. So yes, this up here, this is what indicates that he's not receiving any buffs whatsoever. So I think that he's going to receive these buffs due to a personalized memory and a personalized Vanguard familiar that's going to turn him into a Vanguard, really. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at the passives. So I'm pretty sure this is the passives from the Vanguard familiar, and the one over here, this is the passives from his customized memorial. So what we're gonna do, I already got like what I'm gonna do in my notes. I'm gonna bring my notes over. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys where I get like basically what this, where this comes from. So his base damage, let me see if I can get this smaller. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do his max base damage, his damage to bleeds, his bleed damage, his wounded damage, and the reason like, where I'm getting this from. So right here, I don't know if there's really thing I need to do right here, but besides right here, it says increases damage. Increases damage increased by wounded from 20% to 35%. I don't know why they don't just put increased damage increased by wounded to 35%, because I mean 20% to 35% is kind of confusing. I don't know why they just don't have 35%. So I already got that on there, and that's going to be, let me bring back up my notepad, that's going to be the wounded damage. Bleed damage will come from this right here. Deals 30% more damage when attacking a bleeding enemy, so that's going to be the damage he's going to be doing whenever he's attacking a bleeding enemy. And then the other one, bleed damage, so that's gonna be separated from damage to bleed damage. It's gonna be like separated damage realistically. So bleed damage is going to be this right here. Bleed for 5% damage over 6 seconds, every second. So that's gonna be bleed damage. The max base damage is gonna be right here, increase damage by 5% for every summoning of this unit on track up to 100%. So that's going to be his max base damage. This buff adds onto his base damage basically. And then wounded damage, I think I already went over that. Yeah, so I already went over that. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull out the calculator. We're going to put in this right here so I can help you guys figure out what his max damage would be every 4.7 seconds. I don't think they have like a different familiar. I'm pretty sure this would be like a Vanguard familiar. So what we're going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to base down his max base damage. I should have like made another one where it would be like base damage, then max base damage. Honestly, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter base damage. So base damage is gonna be 939,000. I don't know, this is like with perfect stats. I would think it's perfect stats because of how they want to show, what the unit would be capable of doing really. So max base damage. How we're gonna get to that. So let me see, I'll put this right here. I don't want to get you guys confused. So how I'm going to get to that is right here. Right here was his 5% for every summon on the unit on track up to 100%. So what I'm going to do, 100% is just this, multiply this by 2. So that's going to be, I'm going to type this out, 939,560. We're going to multiply that by 2. That's going to be his max base damage. That's going to give us this right here. So I'm going to control, copy that. So that's going to be his max base damage, y'all. So it's crazy for Alucard. It's probably gonna be one of the, I feel like he's gonna be a god tier unit. Not from this alone, it's just so many like his passes that plays a part of his kit that will make him, basically insane. So damage from bleeds is next. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take this right here to 30%. We're gonna multiply 30% by his max base damage, okay? So we're gonna leave that, we're gonna multiply that by 0.3, right? That, and then we're gonna add that back to this. So I'm gonna add that back to 1,879,120. So this is going to be his max damage whenever he's doing damage to bleeds. So this is his damage to bleeds. I'm going to copy and paste this. So now we're going to do his bleed damage. His bleed damage is going to be this right here. So it's going to be 5%. And we're going to do this by, his max damage to bleeds, because I'm sure. Honestly, I'm not too sure. So when the enemy enters his unit's range, inflicts bleed for 5% damage over 6 seconds. So I would think this just play a role into his first one, this base damage. I don't think it'll pay, not base damage, his max base damage. I don't think he'll really do this because this is how much damage he's doing to bleed. So it don't play a part in his, his max base damage. So we're gonna multiply this. We're gonna multiply this by 5%. So I'll clear this. I'm gonna type out his original base max damage. Then we're gonna multiply that by 5, so 0.05, that's 5%, equal out to this, right? So this is how much he's gonna be doing every second. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna multiply this. So this is gonna be a little confusing. So he's doing this every second. He's doing this for 6 seconds. So we're gonna multiply this by 6. And that's gonna give us 563,736. So that's gonna be his bleed damage realistically. Let me copy and paste this. So this is his bleed damage. Wounded damage. Wounded damage is gonna be a little more confusing. So increased damage increased by wounded from 20% to 35% when attacking the enemy with bleed. Okay, so really what we're going to do with that, we're going to multiply 35% by his max base damage, because whenever he's inflicted wounded, he's doing 35% more damage, you know, to that whatever the enemy is. So what we're going to do, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because sometimes like the way they word things, it gets a little confusing to like do the math on this stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply 35% by the max base damage. That's going to give us his wounded damage. So I'm going to clear this. I'm going to type in 1,879,120. We're going to multiply that by 0.35. That's 35%. Equal out to this. Okay. So we're going to add that back to his base max damage. It's going to equal out to 1,879,120, which is going to be this much right here. This is 2,536,812. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this over. So this realistically is going to be, you know, just his damage to wounded enemies, because he gets, you know, a plus 35% damage to them, because I'll multiply his max base damage by this if he ends up hitting that. So I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it over, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna add all this together, so that's gonna be like his max damage potential. I really don't suggest like going by this one, but it's just gonna show like how much damage he really will be doing every, I really want to say 5 seconds, because this plays a role in it, and then him attacking every 4.7 seconds. So realistically, it's going to be more than what I'm about to show you guys, but I'm just going to add all this together so y'all can see how much damage he's really doing. So, dang, this is a lot to really like play a role into for real. So, okay, so I'm gonna keep this right here. I'm gonna add that to everything. I'm gonna add everything to this. So this is really going to be his damage overall, playing a kit to everything that, you know, this with his passives, if you understand his passives correctly. And correct me if I'm wrong, if I did something incorrectly, and I'll pin your comment so, you know, everybody knows what I did incorrect, so they are not like, you know, going by misinformation really. So I'm gonna put overall damage. I did not spell that right. Overall damage. And this doesn't mean how much damage he's going to be doing every 4.7 seconds. This is how much damage he's doing in general. So that's going to equal out to, God, I'm tripping. Come on, put an equal sign. There we go. That's going to equal out to 7,422,524, y'all. And this is just his overall damage that he's going to be doing from all of his passives together. So this, like I said, this does not mean he's going to be doing this every 4.7 seconds. This just is everything that really has to do with his passive for real. And I didn't include that in because this is base damage. This is max base damage. So I included everything right here. Everything from here over. This is like all a part of his passive really. This is just his base damage without. I'm gonna be honest, I really think this is gonna put him in God tier. If it don't put him in God tier, this game is just rigged. But anyway, this is it for the video. If you made this far, make sure you're subscribed. I am doing a giveaway for Shiny Rukio once I hit 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit a subscribe for your boy, and I'll catch you guys later.